Right. Okay. Right. Hey, this is Nathan Rourke, the BC Lions quarterback. I'm on the I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
Looking for the most beers on tap? Great steaks, great staff? Head over to the John B. Pub.
We got the best beers, steaks, chicken wings, nachos in town. Come see us at the John B. Pub.
The John B. Pub, the best bar in town. Come sign up for our football pool. Say Hayes sent you.
Turn it up. The number one sports podcast in Vancouver with Ryan Hayes and Big Mike.
Ryan Hayes and Big Mike are taking over the podcast scene in Vancouver. Get down or lay down. Lay down. Lay down.
If anyone knows a good prospect, it's Vancouver's Ryan Hayes and Big Mike.
You guys have had quite the extensive guest list. That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, we have. And a lot of Lions. We ran through most of the Lions this year.
Have you?
Yeah, like Lucky we had on. We're personal friends with Lamar Durant.
Okay.
We're all from Coquitlam, so Lamar's from Coquitlam originally.
Yeah.
And then who else, Mike, did we have on?
A bunch of them. Williams, Rookie of the Year.
Jordan Williams, yeah.
A
couple others.
Camacho, or I guess he got released, Camacho, at the end there. And and who's the other one? Edwards Cooper.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. It's quite, that's awesome. Just this year too, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Making rounds.
We basically do a lot of prospects too. Like we're trying to get all the NFL drafts, like the next wave of people coming through the NFL draft too.
Right.
Because then you can always get them. You'll never be able to get them once they get to the pros. They won't even see the message. So I try to get them early.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Hey Nathan, we're just going to bang off a bunch of questions about football and your career. So we'll get started here.
All right, sounds good.
So if my stats are right here, born in Victoria, and kind of grew up in Ontario playing football originally. Yeah, is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, tell us a little about your football story and kind of growing up and obviously heading to play for the Ohio Bobcats and then heading to Lions.
Yeah, so like you said, I was born in Victoria. Parents moved when I was 2 out to Ontario, so I grew up there. I was a big fan of Brett Favre, and I was a Green Bay Packers fan growing up, so that's why I kind of drew me to football, and was playing organized football when I was 5, started playing tackle football when I was 7. And then just kind of worked my way up to the different skill levels, and then till the point where I didn't really feel like there was anywhere else to go in Canada. So I looked for some options over in the States, and ended up getting a chance to play in Alabama for my senior year of high school, and then didn't get any offers to go and play Division I. So I went to the junior college route in Kansas, Fort Scott, and then from there I was recruited and offered a scholarship by Ohio, which I accepted. And then,
Sweet.
then to get to the Lions, I played 3 years with the Bobcats, and then after the COVID year, I ended up signing with them. So
okay, what was it like coming back home?
It was great. I mean, this has been such a cool opportunity to be playing here. I have so much family out here. My mom's side of the family's out here, and so to have them not be able to really come to my games growing up, and then obviously only a couple, I think, my aunt, uncle, and maybe my grandmother, my great aunt came to some of the other games. It was just hard when they're being on the West Coast, but playing in front of them, it's like a home game seriously a home game for me, and I'm not even really from here. But it's been great to have them and see them, and with COVID, we'll see them even more when that's done.
Oh yeah, exactly. And I'm a season ticket holder, so I was at most of those games. I missed the odd one, but I was at most of the games this year. Growing up, did you play or excel at any other sports?
I played at really everything, all the way up until high school. Whatever was going on, I was always trying to do it and be involved in it. So I did, cross country and volleyball and soccer, and I played soccer growing up quite a bit. But yeah, when I got to high school, I just played basketball and football, and kind of playing football really 2 times a year. We had a fall season with the high school, and then in the summer we'd play in a rep season. So but then I played basketball all the way up. It was my second favorite sport.
Okay.
Okay. And any nicknames? And is your favorite jersey number actually number 12, or did you just get that number?
Well, I wore 4 because of Brett Favre, for a while. And then when I got down to the States and was playing at Edgewood in Alabama, there was a dude there, he had 4. So I picked 12 because that's a pretty good quarterback number. Yeah. And then when I got to Ohio, there was also a guy there, Poppy White, who's now with the Hamilton Tiger Cats. He was there, and he had number 4, and then also like the best quarterback in school history wore number 4, and I was not trying to mess up his legacy at all.
Oh yeah,
so went back to 12,
enough.
and then when I was at the Lions, I was like, I'm just stick with 12.
And
awesome.
Are you a Green Bay fan or something? And then 12,
yeah, big Green.
12, of course, being
Bay.
Rodgers, right?
Yeah. So I was a Brett Favre fan before then, but then had a pretty good heir to the throne there with Rodgers. Kind of lucked out with them. So
that's for sure. What's some of your short-term goals, and what are you trying to accomplish in the next couple of years?
Trying to be the starter and with the Lions or another CFL team. That's been the goal since I got into the league. So
okay. I think you got that pretty much sewed up, but
we'll see what happens. Yeah. And I mean, it's gonna be a long off season, but regardless of that, I'm going to be preparing the same way.
Yep. Do you
absolutely?
You're staying in BC still, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
I have a pretty good setup here with my parents, and so we'll be working out at the facilities and staying with the guys and as much work as I can.
Yeah, because a lot of the guys still stay in town and then work out at the facility there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll be talking to management, and you guys make sure to talk to Lamar and make sure that we can get him back for next year.
I know.
Yeah, absolutely.
We should have had Lamar drop in on this one.
Go
ahead, Mike.
Do you have any pregame rituals or routines?
I have a routine for sure. You go out in the field kind of a couple hours before, and there's like a little mobility and throwing routine that I have. But my senior year, I figured out that if any kind of ritual or superstition was just going to mess with my mental, and so I just tried to take it as it goes. And that was kind of my ritual. It was just not taking anything seriously. But yeah, I definitely have. I'm a big routine guy. A lot of routines. So, and game day on, I definitely have my couple of things that I like to do.
Okay. And what's one weakness in your head that you're looking to improve on?
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing is mastering the playbook. I think that as a young guy transitioning from the college to the pros, there's going to be a learning curve, and we just without the reps, it's hard to get that against like the best defenses in the league. And I was very lucky last year to get into games and to be able to play and practice and whatnot. But you're never going to get enough of that kind of stuff. And so I think that some things with mastering the playbook and knowing where everyone's supposed to be and understanding the rhythm and the timing of certain things, like you're just going to come with reps. And so I definitely have some experience, but it needs some experience in that department for sure.
Yeah. Definitely things you can, that's easy to do though. So, and what would you say your favorite road barn is, or like your favorite stadium you played in this year?
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I wasn't familiar with that term.
Yeah, road barn is more of a hockey term.
Is it? Okay, that makes sense. I really enjoyed playing in Saskatchewan. I really enjoyed playing in Winnipeg, even though it didn't turn out too well this past year for us. I look forward to being back. And Hamilton was also pretty cool. Hamilton was also pretty cool. Those are some really, really, really great fan bases, and so I really like to at some point walk off that field with a win at some point.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I can't stand the watermelons on the head and Saskatchewan fans and the mosquitoes the size of dragonflies. Like
it's funny the amount of people after the season that were messaging me and saying that I live in Saskatchewan, but I hate those Rough Riders. I hope you guys get them someday. It's funny.
Especially after your name swept across the league. Like the league was talking about you for sure this year.
No,
they were. I know.
Yep.
And then also bring us back to draft day when you were drafted in the second round, the highest Canadian quarterback since Jesse Palmer.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I was a bit surprised because I had interviewed with some other teams a little bit more extensively than I had with the Lions, but we knew going in the situation was going to be very favorable. Going in and, going somewhere where I was kind of familiar with the area and I cheered for the team growing up. But also with Mike's situation and him being at the end of his career or at the end of his contract at least, and being able to learn from him, that was just really good. For us, and we saw that as a really good opportunity, and so it worked out really, really well. And I was very fortunate that they stuck with me even with the general manager change, and Coach Campbell believed in me enough to continue to put trust in me going into training camp, even after the year off. And yeah, it was really cool it's a great organization to be part of it.
And with the new owner, we're about to see some new stuff happening and a whole new outlook. There's some optimism nowadays.
Yeah, absolutely. There definitely is within the players as well. He's made a really good first impression on a lot of us, and the Coach Campbell seems to believe in him and seems to believe that he's got his priorities straightened, and so we've already seen that that looks like they're going to be redoing the turf at BC Place, which has been something that the players, especially the vets, have been complaining about for a bit. So the fact that they're having a little bit of action in that department, I'm curious to see what he's definitely going to do next, because I really do believe he's got the best interests of the franchise at heart, and that's good for us.
And what strengths make you a good athlete?
I've never thought that I'm been a very good athlete. I think I definitely look at myself as not someone who is the most talented at all. Everything that I've done, I feel like I've worked really, really hard to do and just try to keep up with the curve. And, I do think that there's a little bit of natural instinct and elusiveness that comes with the game for me. But a lot of the athletic stuff is not my it's not my best thing. You can look at my pro day numbers and to prove that.
Yeah.
Hey, you're playing professional football, man. There's nothing wrong with that. And also during your like the CFL, the COVID season, or whatever I call it, did you actually go try out wide receiver for the Giants?
I did. Yeah.
Tell us
all about that. That's pretty cool.
Not because I wanted to, but because the Giants made a decision that's the way they wanted to see me try out. So yeah, I got there. I actually went through 2 NFL draft processes. My draft year in 19 and then 20, they were looking, because of the COVID year and they're granting another year of eligibility, there was less prospects coming out of college. And so they were looking at guys like myself that had been passed over to add to camp now that they could invite people to mini camp. And there was a couple of teams that I was talking about, and the Giants were not one of those teams, but they ended up calling anyways. And we should have kind of tipped us off of what they were doing, because I went there not having trained and not having any insight of that they were going to move me. And I got there and they switched me, and I had no prior experience of running routes or anything. And I definitely, like I said, don't think myself as the fastest or the quickest or the most agile. And it was a recipe for disaster right from the beginning. So it's frustrating because they didn't allow me to put my best foot forward. I worked really hard in the COVID year to stay in shape and to better myself as a quarterback, and I didn't get to show that to them. Not even like they said that they would work me in there, and they just really didn't. And that's unfortunate, but we'll see what happens in the future.
That's super weird, by the way. I never knew the whole story, so that's why I'm glad you actually told me, because how could they do that? How could they bring you, like, you're a quarterback, how can they bring you in and expect you to run routes and expect you to do this and that? Like, I don't get that.
My suspicion is that they didn't really want me to be there in the first place. So
okay.
Yeah. Do you have any hidden talents?
Nothing that's hidden. I'm an open book.
Okay.
And
what you see is what you get.
And what about hobbies outside of sports nowadays? What are you doing when you're not preparing for football?
I'm a big movie guy. I love movies. I like to watch movies with friends and family, and like call it kind of cult classics. But I saw the new Spider-Man movie the other day, and it was freaking crazy.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you guys have seen that, but it's really good. So I'm big into that kind of stuff, but I don't do a lot other than football. Other than those kind of stuff.
Tobey Maguire is still my Superman, or Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yeah. Oh.
And
I'm not gonna argue with you on that.
If you host a dinner party and you can invite 3 famous guests, dead or alive, who are you inviting?
3 famous guests, dead or alive. It's probably gonna have to be a panel of quarterbacks, so we can all just kind of talk shop. So I would have to include Favre, of course. Probably going to have to be Rodgers, and then I'd probably want to hear from Peyton.
Okay.
So those would be probably the guys.
Yeah, those are some good brains to pick.
Yeah, for sure. Especially on the football minds. I always go with Tupac, Seth Rogen.
Okay.
Seth Rogen would be fucking awesome. And then for a little eye candy, I go with Paulina Gretzky.
All right.
just because, right?
Yeah, right.
I don't know how much dinner I would be eating, but
that's what I was thinking. I was like, if I want to literally listen, I would be listening and not really eating too much. Hopefully taking notes.
Yeah, exactly.
And you said you like movies. What's your favorite movie, and then because it's Christmas time right now, favorite Christmas movie?
Favorite Christmas movie would have to be probably How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Okay.
Nice. Classic.
I think yeah, absolutely. I really like psychological thrillers, so I like movies like the Truman Show. That one really makes you wonder about reality.
Awesome movie.
Yeah. Really, really good. But then I like superhero movies. I like the Batman trilogy with the Christopher Nolan trilogy. Really into that one. So those type of movies are my cup of tea.
Okay. Who wins in a fight, Batman or Superman?
I think it's Superman, but I think everyone's gonna try. I think that's such a stupid argument. I've never been a big Superman guy.
Okay.
Because I think he's overpowered, but Batman's cooler in my opinion.
What if you had one superpower? What would you want it to be?
Time travel.
Okay. Yeah, that's
nice.
Okay. Right into my next question I had down here. Sorry to take 3 in a row there, Mike. If you hopped in a time machine and could go back to any time or era, what time would you want to head to?
I'd want to go to probably either high school me or college me, so I could just get another chance at it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Probably, hopefully, take some notes with me so I know what I did wrong, so I can not throw that pick or not make that dumb decision.
Yeah.
Win a couple more games.
Yeah. Take us back to your first CFL touchdown.
Yeah. It took us long enough. Saskatchewan was giving us a lot of tough times with their pressures and stuff like that, and so they've been blitzing us all game. And Nick Marshall had already picked me off earlier in the quarter, and so we knew he was jumping really everything. So we just ran some verts and ran by him, and he had his eyes in the backfield, and Lucky ran by him and was able to get enough time to. The line was able to buy me enough time to get something off, and it was pretty cool. I would have loved to have gotten 2-point conversion after.
Nice. He seems like such a great dude. Like we had him on the show too. He seems like such a classy guy. Dressing room guy.
Yeah,
he's awesome.
Yeah, that's what I was leading to. Is I was gonna say who's the funny guy or the life of the change room.
Yeah, Lucky's probably him. Yeah, he's funny. On airplanes on the way back after a win, we'll be playing some late games. Like I remember after we beat Montreal, and we were traveling on the plane back. It's like that was a long trip. I was like, I'm trying to remember. It was like 4 or 5 in the morning on the way back in our flight, and he was just wired. And he was on the intercom, talking, where the stewardesses, they had all the flight updates and everything. He was on that. He was giving out the meals, like on that little cart and everything. He's just so fun. And then he gets on the field and he works his butt off, you know what I mean? And he's in the weight room the next day, even after our late trips, he'd be in the weight room at the next day and be like, how is this guy sleep? But he just works so hard, and he doesn't take plays off, and he's one of those guys, man. I hope he's back, because he's great to play with.
Oh yeah,
I love that scooter Sally too. That was unbelievable.
Yeah,
he's great. Yeah, it's awesome.
And you think I kind of see it like when you've been an NFL vet that long, you can see it when he comes to the change room or whatever, and you can just see the work ethic that he puts in.
Yeah. You definitely look at some of those guys that have had success, whether it's at any level, at this level, or in the NFL, and just prolonged success. You can see that they're doing things the right way, and those are the kind of guys you look at. Like Lucky is definitely one of them. Brian Burnham's one of the other ones. Guys just takes care of himself, and you look at him and you go, okay, well, that's how you play 7-8 years in pro football. Yeah. That's how you do it, and those are the guys you want to model your routine and whatever you're doing after.
Mike.
Yeah, if you could choose one song to play every time you walked into a room, what would it be?
That's a good question. I'm gonna have to think about that one. Man, Eminem Till I Collapse. Is that a?
Oh, I like it. Would
that be good?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's a great song.
Although I might come across like super angry like all of the time.
Oh no,
not at all.
Oh, that's a good one. If you were doing a karaoke contest and you had to sing one song, what song are you choosing?
Do that, by the way. Do you guys do the Rookie Idol or whatever? Like rookies have to sing in the change room or anything? No.
So what we did was we just had to put on a show. So it was a rookie show, and so me being the exact opposite of someone who can sing, I chose to try to do a skit, and so we ended up doing a skit with some of the other rookies. Some of the guys did sing, and they did a really good job. Others Didn't. But as long as you get a laugh, you don't get booed off stage.
Yeah.
Whatever you got to do to survive. So I did not sing a song. I did sing the Canadian national anthem. Poured my heart into that one.
Okay.
But man, I'm trying to think. More like a bunch of karaoke songs. Don't Stop Believing.
There you go.
Yeah, good
Journey.
one. That's a good one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you have a favorite sports quote?
Yeah. I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was Wayne Gretzky said you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah.
I like that one. I like Muhammad Ali says that he hated every single day of training, but he said, he'll suffer now so he can live the rest of his life as a champion.
Yeah.
I like that too. I don't hate training, but I like the suffer now and make it hurt now and pay off in the future.
Every time someone brings up that the Gretzky one about missing every shot you don't take, it reminds me of my dating life. Yeah.
You're not taking enough shots, or
you take enough shots. It's a percentage, shooting percentage.
It's that's a good way to look at it. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
And that's why he's still single.
Yeah. No, that could be. That's only half the problem. Yeah.
If you were an animal, what would you be?
Anything that could fly. Yeah.
Pterodactyl.
Maybe. Or bald eagle. Those are probably pretty cool.
I always go with a dolphin because I look like a dolphin. I got the nose and a big head.
I don't think you have to look like it to.
No, you don't. But also, dolphins have a good personality. They're friendly, and then if they're ever cornered, they can turn into a bad, defend themselves. Kind of like me.
That's true. There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
Mike, I got the quick ones. If you don't have one,
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Favorite sports franchise? I'm guessing you said Green Bay already.
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay. Favorite cereal?
Cheerios, Honey Nut Cheerios.
Yeah, me too. Good one.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite Halloween costume you ever was?
Man, we went dressed as football players, my brother and I, many times. We used our helmets as our candy bin or whatever to put our candy in there. So got to be that.
Okay. Favorite actor or actress? I just think I like. I mean, I mentioned him a bunch of his movies. I really like Jim Carrey. I think he's great. And then I really like anything that. Sorry, did I lose you there for a second? No, you're all good.
There we are.
Yeah, it's all good.
I really like anything that Rachel McAdams is in. So I have to shout out the Canadians.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, I like her too. She's great.
Yeah, she's not bad to look at either.
Yeah, she's not bad. She's okay. Don't let your wife hear that.
She ain't home.
Yeah. Okay. Deep sea or outer space?
Outer space.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Spring, summer, fall, or winter?
I would have to say probably fall.
Okay.
Because of football season. Yeah. Definitely not winter.
No. I mean, we do live on the West Coast, so we got the best winter of them all, but
well, I think it sucks just around Canada.
Yeah.
Although it is better than the Ontario ones.
Yeah.
I will give you that.
Definitely. I mean, we might be in for something special this next week. It's supposed to be the craziest cold we've had in a long time.
Oh, I know. I'm not looking forward to it.
Cat or dog?
A cat person.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Pancakes or waffles if you had to eat one of them for the rest of your life?
Pancakes. Big pancake guy.
Okay. Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Okay. Friends or Seinfeld?
Well, that's interesting because I'm actually been watching Seinfeld ever since it's been on Netflix, and I'm almost done it. But Friends was what I grew up on. When I was in high school, I started watching that. So I have to say Friends.
Okay. I'm powering through The Office right now.
Oh yeah, for the first time?
From beginning to end, the very first time. But
Yeah.
I've seen most of them already.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great show.
Oh yeah. I forget how borderline it would be. You couldn't even bring out some of these things nowadays. Like
and it wasn't that long ago that it came out. Yeah. That's a very good point.
It ended in 2014, I believe. When I was watching it, 2014. So you give it like 7-8 years ago, and you think 8 years ago they were allowed to say some of the controversial shit they say on there. Comedy movies or drama movies?
Comedy movies.
Okay. Halloween or Canada Day?
Canada Day.
Yeah.
I'm a big Halloween fan. Yeah.
Okay, Mike, you're back on.
Yeah. Do you have a go-to song before games? Like, is there a pump-up song you got? And who's the Lions DJ in the dressing room?
Shaq Johnson is the DJ.
Okay.
And in the locker room on game days, and I usually don't listen to music pre-game. I usually like to just kind of be centered and present, and not. I feel like music is like one of those things that like might take you away from the moment. At least it does for me. So I usually don't listen to music. Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Being an athlete in the prime time light, I guess you'd call it. How important is the stuff that people post on social media?
It's not. I try not to have social media be too big of my life. I delete it during the season. Just don't want to see the good or the bad. I feel like it can be a distraction either way, and it can affect you either way.
Yeah.
And so it's easier for me to just be away from it completely. And then, you want, I'm not going to say that, external validation doesn't mean something, but I think it does to all of us. But I try to make a point of making it count as little as possible, and more or less rely on my own drive and my own motivation to get through things and to want to be better. So.
Okay. Yeah. Mike, you're like one of those guys we had on our show, the football player. It was Stacey Gage, I think.
Yeah.
He said that he never posts anything that he wouldn't want his grandma to see.
That's a good rule, Tom. It's a good rule.
It's a good way. It's a good way to look at it. That's for sure.
My grandma would kick my ass if I did anything like that.
Yeah, I usually look at social media as does it need to be as whatever it is, and does it need to be said by me? Does it need to be said by me? Does it need to be said by me now? And if it doesn't, then I don't post it.
Yeah,
that's good. That's a good one. That's a good one too. Yeah. Hey, Nathan, I just want to thank you so much for taking the time for us today and coming on and chat with us. We're obviously big fans of you and big fans of Lions, and we can't wait to see you get started up this season.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Good to meet you guys. Hopefully we can do this again sometime.
Yeah, maybe we'll see you at a game too one day down the road, or practice field. We always come out there once a year to get the couple autographs, so we might come out and see you one day.